Imagine, if you will, an ordinary bedroom in an ordinary house. Picture a room where everything is as it should be. The bed is neatly made, the curtains hang undisturbed, the shelves are lined with books gathering dust. Everything is quiet, everything is still, everything is normal. But as the day gives way to night, the tranquility of this room begins to wane. The stillness that once brought peace now breeds uncertainty. The air grows dense, the temperature drops, and a chilling sense of unease takes hold. Then, something truly inexplicable happens. The books on the shelf start to shuffle, the curtains flutter, and the bedspread ripples as if caught in a breeze. But the windows are closed and the room is void of any living presence. The once ordinary bedroom is now a stage for the extraordinary. But then, something unusual begins to happen. Objects start moving on their own, with no one to cause it. Intrigued and a bit frightened, the homeowner decides to investigate. Our homeowner, let's call him Jack, isn't one to shy away from a puzzle. He's a problem solver, a man of logic and reason. The unusual events in his home, however, are starting to challenge his rational mind. Objects moving on their own, the eerie chill in the air, the sudden gusts of wind in closed rooms, none of it makes sense. He decides to dig deeper, not yet ready to accept the supernatural explanation. Armed with a flashlight and a skeptical mind, Jack begins his homegrown investigation. He starts by examining the objects that have moved. A vase, a picture frame, his grandfather's antique clock. He checks for drafts, for uneven surfaces, but finds nothing. The objects are heavy, sturdy. It would take a considerable force to move them, let alone knock them over. He moves on to the windows, the doors. Perhaps there was a draft he hadn't noticed before, but everything is sealed tight. The house is as insulated as a fortress. It's winter outside, yet the inside of his home is eerily cold, the air heavy with an uncanny quiet. Then there's the bedroom, the epicenter of the strange occurrences. He steps inside, his heart pounding in his chest. This room, filled with memories and personal belongings, now feels alien, hostile even. He checks under the bed, in the closet, but there's nothing out of the ordinary. As his investigation progresses, Jack's initial skepticism starts to waver. The events he's been experiencing are too strange, too inexplicable. The fear begins to creep in, replacing his curiosity. He feels a chill run down his spine, a sense of dread filling the air. He's alone in the house, yet he can't shake off the feeling of being watched, of a presence lurking in the shadows. Despite their best efforts, the homeowner finds no logical explanation for the strange occurrences. Jack is left with more questions than answers, his mind whirling with possibilities. But one thing is certain: something is happening in his home, something utterly bewildering and deeply unsettling. It's at this point that the homeowner begins to consider a more supernatural explanation. The homeowner, once the staunchest skeptic, starts to question their own beliefs. Their sleepless nights and the inexplicable happenings around the house have begun to take a toll. They start to wonder if they are, in fact, dealing with something beyond the realm of the ordinary, a presence unseen and unfathomable. They start their investigation not in the physical world, but in the annals of history. The house, a grand old structure, has stood for over a century. It has seen lives come and go, and perhaps some of those lives have left an indelible mark. The homeowner delves into the archives, into the house's past. Their research uncovers a tragic tale. A previous occupant, a young woman named Emily, met an untimely death within these very walls. Emily was a vibrant soul, full of life and laughter, but her life was cut short by a sudden illness, her dreams unfulfilled. As the story goes, Emily's spirit could never find peace, forever bound to the house she once called home. As they read Emily's story, the homeowner feels a chill run down their spine. The inexplicable incidents, the strange occurrences, all seem to point to one haunting conclusion. Emily's spirit might still reside in the house. The odd sensations they've experienced, the whispers in the dark, the faint scent of lavender, Emily's favorite, lingering in the air, all these begin to form a chilling narrative. The homeowner sits back, the weight of the revelation sinking in. The skepticism that once clouded their judgment has given way to a new understanding. An understanding that the world might hold more mysteries than they had ever imagined. An understanding that they might be sharing their home with a ghost. The homeowner is now convinced. They're not alone in the house. They're sharing it with a ghost with a story to tell, a ghost seeking solace, a ghost named Emily. With this new understanding, The homeowner begins to see the moving objects as a form of communication. The homeowner, now a reluctant medium, decides to engage with the ghost. Their initial fear morphs into a strange fascination. They begin to notice patterns in the supernatural activity, a book falling off a shelf, a picture frame tilting to one side, the eerie sound of a rocking chair in motion. Each event seems to occur in a peculiar sequence, almost like a code. The homeowner, an avid puzzle solver, sees an opportunity to decode the ghost's message. They start logging each event, noting the time and location. They soon realize that the ghost is not just causing chaos, but communicating through it. Countless sleepless nights are spent trying to decipher the pattern. The homeowner becomes obsessed, their life revolving around the ghost's movements. They start to see the ghost not as a malevolent spirit, but as a messenger from the other side. As the patterns become clearer, the homeowner starts to see words forming from the chaos, words that send a chill down their spine. Each event, each movement, each sound, they all combine to spell out a single haunting message. The rocking chair creaks 3 times, the clock ticks twice, a book falls once. 3, 2, 1. The homeowner finally decodes the message, their heart pounding as they realize what it is. They see it now, clear as day, in every object that moved, every sound that echoed through the silent night. The ghost's message is not a plea for help or a cry for justice. It's not a story of past lives or unfinished business. It's a warning that sends shivers down the homeowner's spine and turns their blood to ice. The message is clear and chilling. Get out. Armed with the ghost's message, the homeowner decides to confront the spirit. With a courage born of desperation, they stand in the heart of their haunted home, calling out to the unseen entity. They plead for peace, for understanding. They share their fears, their hopes, their regrets. They talk about the love they've had for this house, the memories they've made within these walls. But they also express their willingness to let go, to leave, should that be what the ghost desires. The air grows heavy, the silence deafening. Then, with a sigh of resignation, they turn to leave, their heart heavy with the weight of their decision. They've done all they can. It's time to let go, but just as they're about to step through the door, a chilling whisper brushes their ear. A spectral voice echoes through the empty house, filling the air with a dreadful finality. Too late.